This week, we tell you the tale of one of the rarest accomplishments in Burning Wheel. Hello and welcome to Game Tales, our weekly feature where we recite the stories of RPG players and the many goings-on in their adventures. Today's story comes from yours truly. It is set in Burning Wheel and it takes place in a homebrew campaign world. Special thanks to our patrons, Remy Sweeten of Winter. Do check us out on there. Without further ado, I am the Penitent with College of Lore. This is Game Tales. Take a moment to like this video and subscribe as I tell you the tale of our first Deeds Point. So Burning Wheel is a fun game. It's my favorite game, and my love for it is very well documented. But in all my years playing it, I've only ever seen a Deeds Point awarded exactly twice. They're extremely powerful. They can double your dice pool or re-roll an entire roll. A Deeds Point can only be achieved by an act truly bigger than yourself, not a personal or selfish gain, not something you're taking the glory for. This is almost always altruistic and comes at a very personal cost. Some may say my group is too stingy with deeds, but I think that we're about right. This is the story of the first instance of a deeds point I've ever personally seen. This takes place in a setting based on the Middle East, centered around a trading caravan. There's this unspoken political tension as there's a massive invading force who are occupying the homeland of these traders and the various local people. I was a player, though not the player in question. My character does matter to the story. She is the eldest daughter of the caravan leader. The character in question was a young woman from the streets. She was one of the natives, a mercenary. The caravan is a family business, and while she's not part of the family, she is a trusted blade that the family hires as a caravan guard. She's also one of the only gunslingers in the city. Her name is Rhea. While the caravan is close to town, the kind of capital city, the mercenary, Rhea, she finds a stowaway, a young girl named Caden going through rations. The girl is notably part of the occupying force, one of their young noble women. The young girl begs them to do whatever but to not take her back, no matter what, as she is from an abusive household. The mercenary is against it, but the caravan leader goes over her head, the caravan leader having a really good heart. Over the next couple of weeks, which they spend inside the city, the guard and the girl kind of spend some more time together. Despite Caden being from a noble occupying force and Rhea being raised on the streets, they've both been hurt and they both have found themselves looking for a parent or leader in their lives, and Rhea starts to wonder if she could be that for the girl. Rhea has a small problem with gambling debts over the course of this game, and at one point gets taken hostage by the kind of lord of the gambling den. And this is when Caden, despite being a child, decides to go on a one-person crusade to go free her new mentor. And thanks to some very lucky rolls, she manages to pull it off and get her free of the gambling den, Caden being at the time, character controlled by the DM. While all of this is going on, my character, Nefertari, is uncovering her own backstory. She is, as it turns out, part of the invading force as well, who has kind of had her skin calloused and tanned by the sand and sun. She survived a shipwreck as a baby and is presumed dead, but was saved and raised by the caravan leader. Not only was she part of the invading force, she was the crown princess of that force. She finds her royal crest necklace and goes to the king, seeing herself as the bridge, the unifier between both groups of people, as she is very kind of hopeful and naive. The royal family does accept her, but does try to break her of her attachment to her caravan family. The king had 3 children, Nefertari, Nefertari's younger sister who had been assumed to be the crown princess, and as it would turn out, a bastard half-local son who runs a terrorist group. This son, seeing how much of a bleeding heart Nefertari is, decides to give her a talking to and play up the sympathy of his plight. She is, of course, initially sympathetic, but she isn't willing to make a violent or drastic change or act against her new father, trying to get as peaceful as possible to bridge the kind of discrepancy between the invading force and the native force. She's not right by any means, but she is hopeful that this is how it could work. She doesn't really understand the full intricacies of how this sort of tension plays out and if it could be even resolved, but she's trying her best. He accepts this, the brother does, and remains as nice and brotherly as he can to Nefertari, visiting her in secret several times, but he has a plan. He takes a small cell of terrorists to the house of Nefertari's adopted father, the caravan leader. Her whole family is there, so are Rhea, and so is Caden, who have been basically sticking to the caravan like glue at this point. The bastard walks in with his troop. He apologizes before immediately gutting her father. The other terrorists are very quick to pull down the rest of the family, and Caden and Rhea. Rhea, however, wins her combat role, fighting off a terrorist and killing him with a shot to the jaw area. She has a door right there. She can go, she can leave, she can run. But she looks at Caden, who is still alive and in fact managed to slip away from her guard and is hiding. Now, she's pinned down, and if she tried to escape through any kind of normal means, even trying to jump through the window that's nearer to her, she'd immediately be noticed. So Rhea tweaks her gun and loads it incorrectly intentionally. She barks "run" to seemingly nobody. The bastard prince kind of takes note of this, but is distracted when she says, "Hey asshole, burn." And she fires. The gun explodes in her face and kills her instantly, dealing a mortal wound immediately upon being fired. The house catches on fire and multiple terrorists are killed, and the bastard is burned badly but does survive. Caden, however, uses this to slip through the back window. Posthumously, this character is awarded a deeds point. The burned bastard returns to Nefertari to warn her that the king ordered her family killed. He, of course, tried to stop it, but failed. However, Rhea's player decides to take over playing Caden, who starts with a deeds point, and she intends to set the record straight. Thank you for watching. If you have any RPG stories of your own, do tell us in the comments or email us. We may read them on this feature. Thank you for watching this video from College of Lore. Remember to like this video, subscribe to join the party, and have a fantastic adventure.